All right, good late morning, everybody. Super Jackster1 here. Now it's time for a DVD and Blu-ray update for today, September 11th, 2025. And I just want to say also, this is also a day because this is an important day. Excuse me. Sorry. This was an important day because today marks 24 years since 9/11 happened. Yep. Can't believe it's already been that long. So I just wanted to, just pay tribute to, the victims of 9/11. Yeah. But anyway, now, it's time for a DVD and Blu-ray update. I got a total of 7 items. I got 1 DVD and 6 Blu-rays. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the DVD first. This and the first 2 items. I got these a couple weeks ago at the Music Magic store. They were on 2 different visits, though. So first up, we're just going to do the DVD first, and that's the widescreen special edition DVD of Mr. Deeds. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel for years, you know that I already have this. I've had this film on DVD for already. It's this version. This I got 8 years ago at a pawn shop near where my dad's work is, back in August of 2017. But it's kind of interesting. It only featured, the casing only include the front cover. It didn't include the spine or the back artwork, and it was a full screen DVD, which I'm not really a fan of full screen anymore. So I got this copy, which has the full artwork and is in widescreen. So yeah, don't let the fancy clothes fool you. Mr. Deeds screams, funds, and delivers nonstop laughs. Today by Sean Edwards of Fox TV, Kansas City. Yeah, this is a pretty funny comedy from 2002 that stars Adam Sandler and Winona Ryder. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't like, I think this is definitely one of Adam Sandler's more underrated films. It's not like a masterpiece or anything, but it's pretty funny. Honey, I'm excited to hear Shafe Rillis talk about this movie. If you're subscribed to Shafe Rillis' Letterboxd account, you'll know that he's preparing a Adam Sandler movie ranking list because he's been rewatching all of Adam Sandler's movies, and I just know I cannot wait for when that video comes out because I know it is definitely going to be one of his funniest videos. I can only imagine how angry he's going to be for some of the movies. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, this does have the full artwork case. Here we got the spine. In the back, there's a new kid in town. Bonus features got digitally mastered audio and anamorphic video, mastered in high definition. Director and writer commentary, deleted scenes, clothes make the man featurette, from Mandrake to Manhattan featurette, outtakes, real deeds, greeting cards, spared no expense featurette, music video, Where You Going by David Matthews Band, animated menus, DVD ROM, scream to script, web links, filmographies, and theatrical trailers. I'm going to open this up. It's in a Nico case. And here's the disc, which is artwork. You can see Mr. Deeds and one of the butlers. But yeah, Mr. Deeds, pretty funny movie. All right, now we're moving on to the Blu-rays. This I got at the Music Magic store the same day as I got the Mr. Deeds DVD. This is the Blu-ray of This Is the End. It's the wildest comedy, stated by Owen Glebman of Entertainment Weekly. Yeah, this was actually a blind buy. I had never seen this film. I'd heard about this movie for years. Like, people who saw this movie said it was absolutely hilarious. And, I decided to go, so I bought this Blu-ray because, as you can see on the price, they're selling it for like $3. And I watched the film for the first time last Friday. And I gotta admit, this is a pretty funny movie. I liked it. It's a comedy that stars Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Jay Baruchel, and Danny McBride, and Craig Robinson. And Michael Cera and Emma Watson have brief cameos in the movie as well. They all play fictional versions of themselves. They're having this, raunchy party, and then the apocalypse happens, so they're all trying to survive. It's a pretty bad shame movie. It does feature a certain type of humor that you have to be, a fan of. Like, this is definitely a very raunchy film, and there is a lot of very detailed sexual humor. So, if you're not into that kind of humor, this movie probably won't be for you. But, I thought it was funny. I didn't, think it was I didn't think it was, a masterpiece or anything, but I thought it was really funny. Here we got the spine, back, one unapologetically unapologetically offensive, ridiculous good times today by Alinda We a People. We got over 90 minutes of outrageous special features. Got a commentary with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg directing your friends. This is the marketing. Gag reel, delete scenes, Life-O-Rama, Meta Apocalypse, Party Time, The Cannibal King, Let's Get Technical, the making of the Pineapple Express 2, Jay and Seth versus the Apocalypse, and the original short. Yeah, there's a little running gag where Seth Rogen makes his pitch for what he thinks a sequel to Pineapple Express would be. Anyway, here we have the digital copy code. Here is the DVD, which, is a see-through disc. And since this is a Sony Blu-ray, there's artwork on the disc, but here's the Blu-ray disc, which does have artwork. Yeah. You can see the 6 main characters there. But yeah, this is The End. Really funny movie. All right. Now this last one, this I also got at Music Magic, but I got this the week prior. This is, I finally now have the Awesome Edition Blu-ray of Kung Fu Panda 3. And awesomely hilarious. Oh yeah. This is the third film of the Kung Fu Panda movies, and I actually like this film a lot more. I think I enjoy this film way more than I think most people did. I mean, I got good reviews from those, but a lot of people thought it was a little bit of a step down from the first two films, and it somewhat is. I think pretty much the biggest issue that people have with this movie is that it focused a lot more on comedy. It didn't really have that darker, more mature tone that the first two movies had. But I still thought this was really good. And honestly, I thought this was actually, at that time, I thought this was the perfect ending to the series. But of course, then Kung Fu Panda 4 was made last year, and I'm probably not going to get Kung Fu Panda 4 on Blu-ray because I just was not a fan of that movie. Yeah, I think they should have stopped at this movie because this was I think this was the perfect ending to the series. But anyway, here we got the spine. And the back, the best Kung Fu Panda movie yet. Spectacular, and the whole family will love it. It doesn't say which critics said those reviews, but but for us, you got 2 all-new Kung Fu Panda animated shorts. Everyone loves a panda party, karaoke with Poe, make a panda party pal, the origin of Skadoosh, and more. Yep. Here's the Blu-ray disc, which has Poe, Tigress, Shifu, and some of the pandas. We got the digital copy code. We got the Panda Paper Party Pal and this thing. And here's the DVD, which has Poe, his dad, and all the other pandas from the Panda Village. Yeah, these have artwork on them because this Blu-ray, this is the only Kung Fu Panda film that was released by 20th Century Fox because this was back when they had the distribution rights to all the DreamWorks films. So the first 2 films were distributed by Paramount, and then the 4th film was then later distributed by Universal, which now owns DreamWorks. But yeah. But anyway, Kung Fu Panda 3, I actually really like this movie. All right, now we're moving on to the 4K Blu-rays. I got all these over the course of the last month or so. So this first one, this I got at the Walmart store in Coventry, Rhode Island. These first 2 Blu-rays, these I got at the Walmart store in Coventry, Rhode Island. This first one, this I got back on Tuesday, and this Blu-ray came out on Tuesday. This is, the 4K Blu-ray of Ballerina. This is a spin-off of the John Wick movies. It takes place between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 and John Wick Chapter 4. Keanu Reeves reprises his role as John Wick in this movie. He has a supporting role in the movie. Yeah, and this is an action film, stars Ana de Armas, and I really, really enjoyed this film. I think I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I think most other people did. This is currently my second favorite movie of the year, just behind Sinners. Yeah, I really love this movie. Yeah, this is the Walmart exclusive Steelbook. Yeah, I got this version because I wasn't a fan of the covers for the regular versions, especially the regular 4K edition, the regular one that comes with the slip cover. I did not like that cover at all, but I really do like this one. But yeah, here we got the spine and the back, and there's no critic review on the back, but for once you just got the making of Ballerina, building a frozen underworld, the art of action, deleted and extended scenes, and a theatrical trailer. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, if you loved the John Wick movies, I think you're really gonna like this movie. But yeah, here we got the digital copy code. Here's the 4K Blu-ray, which has a statue, and then here's the regular Blu-ray, which you can see Eve. Oh yeah, and this is an image from the climax where Eve uses a flamethrower. That was a awesome, awesome scene. Seriously, this movie features some of the best action scenes ever. But yeah, Ballerina, awesome, awesome, awesome movie. All right, and next one. This I also got at the Walmart store in Coventry, Rhode Island. I got this a few weeks ago, and I believe I got it the day it actually came out. Either the day it came out or 2 days after it came out. I don't remember. This is the 4K collector's edition Blu-ray of How to Train Your Dragon. This is the new live-action remake that came out back in June. Oh yeah, and for Ballerina, I saw this in theaters at the Showcase Cinemas movie theater in Warwick, Rhode Island, back on opening night, back on June 6th. And for How to Train Your Dragon, I saw this in theaters at the Showcase Cinemas movie theater in Warwick, Rhode Island. This was back in on opening night as well, June 13th. So the week later. You know, it's funny. So, and 15 years prior, at that exact same theater, I had gone to see the animated How to Train Your Dragon. Again, yeah, sorry. I liked this movie for the most part. I mean, I liked it enough that I got it on Blu-ray. But here's the thing: if you've seen the animated How to Train Your Dragon movie from 2010, then you've already seen this movie. This movie is pretty much a shot-for-shot, line-by-line remake of the animated film. Yeah, it was written. The script. It was directed by, and the script was written by Dean DuBois, who directed all three of the animated films, and for the first film, he co-directed it with Chris Sanders. But yeah, it does feel like he just used the exact same script that they wrote for the animated film and just shot it in live action. One of the voice actors from the animated films actually reprises his role for this remake, that being Gerald Butler. He reprises his role as Stoic. But yeah, this was still a decent remake. I'll admit, at least they didn't ruin anything from the original. Yeah. And I know there's a sequel. They're going to be doing a remake of How to Train Your Dragon 2 that's coming out in June 2027. But yeah, here we got the spine, the back, over an hour of bonus features. Got deleted scenes, Gabriel, Love and Legacy, Making How to Train Your Dragon, Building Burke, Dreaming Up the Dragons, and more. And of course, it has that thing that's on all Universal Blu-rays, 4 times sharper than Full HD with HDR for brighter, deeper, and more lifelike color. Yep. Anyway. Here's the 4K Blu-ray, which you can see Hiccup and Toothless. And we've got the digital copy code. And here's the regular Blu-ray, which is a blue disc. It's a universal. This is a universal Blu-ray. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. So How to Train Your Dragon, not a bad film. All right, now this I got was delivered to me in the mail from FedEx today. I got this off of the Walmart website. This is Elio. This is the most recent film from Pixar. This is the Walmart exclusive Steelbook. I got this version. One is that because I like this cover more than the regular version, and the second reason is that this is the only way I could have gotten this film on 4K Blu-ray. Because now that Disney Movie Club is no longer a thing, I can't. They don't just have copies of a regular 4K, and for some reason, just a regular 4K release is just, they're not doing that in any stores for the Pixar films. I don't know why. That's why, like, say last year when Inside Out 2 came out on Blu-ray, I only got the regular Blu-ray because I couldn't get a regular 4K copy, and I wasn't a fan of the cover art for the Steelbook they had. And even for the Steelbook, you have to order it online. They don't sell it in stores, which is a little annoying. Yeah. But yeah. But anyway, I actually really enjoyed this film. I saw this in theaters at the Picture Show Theater at South Coast Marketplace Movie Theater in Fall River, Massachusetts. That was a movie theater. I first visit. That's a movie theater. I visit on a few rare occurrences for the past year and a half. I mostly go there to go see animated films, like during the day when and it's only for the big important ones. So for this, I've seen the movies I've seen there. I've seen this movie there. I also saw Inside Out 2, The Wild Robot, and Moana 2 there. Yeah. I'll probably go see Zootopia 2 there as well. And speaking of Pixar, and I'll actually be going to that theater also tomorrow as well because, as we all know, speaking of Pixar, tomorrow their very first film, Toy Story, is being re-released in theaters to celebrate its 30th anniversary, which I'm going to be seeing that re-release tomorrow morning at that theater with my mother. So that'll be exciting. But yeah, anyway, back to Elio. This was a pretty good film. I was a little apprehensive because I know, this film had an insanely troubled production. And I'm sure you guys have probably heard about it now. If you remember that the first teaser trailer for this movie came out back almost 2 years ago, back in June of 2023, just a few days before Elemental came out in theaters. And if you watch that trailer now, it's very different from the movie we got. As you know, this movie was supposed to come out back in March of 2024, and it was going to be directed by Adrian Molina, who was the co-director and co-writer of Coco, and it had a pretty plot. It actually, explored some LGBT themes and stuff like that. It had a full story. Like I said, they were very far into the development. I mean, they were halfway through animating the film, and they even had, like I said, a teaser trailer out. But then apparently they just completely overhauled the film, and pretty much start from scratch. Adrian Molina stepped down, though he does still receive a credit on the movie. And Domi Shi, who had directed Turning Red, and Madeline Sharafine, they took over as the new directors, and they apparently all just completely reworked and rewrote the film. And I remember hearing about that, and I was a little apprehensive that then the film was going to end up being something like The Good Dinosaur, and thankfully it's not the case. I don't think it's a perfect movie or anything. I still thought Inside Out 2 and Elemental were better, but this was still a really, really, really good movie. Anyway, here we got the spine. Back. Okay, bye. Love you. Bonus feature got Inside the Community, the world of and characters of Elio. Oh, go behind the scenes for a look at the characters' designs and development on Out of This World and Astro Q&A. Astronomic art class, Ooh and Gordon. Extraterrestrial Easter eggs and fun facts. Galactic gag reel and deleted scenes. Unfortunately, from my knowledge, apparently this Blu-ray does not include an audio commentary. I'm wondering if Pixar is going to stop doing audio commentaries, because I know the Inside Out 2 Blu-ray didn't have one. Anyway, here we got the digital copy code. Here's the 4K Blu-ray, which you can see Glorden. And here's the regular Blu-ray, which you can see Elio. And you can see those two characters. But yeah, Elio, really good movie. I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching it. All right. And the last Blu-ray, this Blu-ray I got today at the Walmart store in North Kingstown, Rhode Island, the one that I usually always go to. This is the 4K Collector's Edition Blu-ray of Jurassic World Rebirth. And this is, I guess, the start to a new Jurassic trilogy. Yeah, this movie just really came out, just jumped into development really quickly. As we all know, this movie was first announced back in January of 2024, and then it came out in theaters back at the beginning of this past July. Yeah, I was surprised. I think we were all surprised by the announcement of this movie, let alone it coming out this quickly, because I think a lot of us thought that, Universal, they were going to be taking a little bit of a break from the Jurassic series after Jurassic World Dominion. which kind of seemed more like a finale to the franchise. But I guess not. And there wasn't even much of that way because that movie just came out. Only just came out like 3 years ago. But yeah, now they have this. So this is a new start of a trilogy. With a new set of characters. Yeah, it stars Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend, and a few other cast members. And it takes place a few years after the events of Dominion. And I gotta say, it wasn't bad. I saw this in theaters with my brother-in-law, Pat, at the Showcase Cinemas movie theater in Warwick Island back on July 2nd. And I liked it for the most part. The creative team, I think a lot of people were interested to see this movie, considering who was behind it. The script was written by David Koepp, who wrote the script for the original Jurassic Park and also co-wrote The Lost World. Or maybe I got that mixed up. He might have co-written the first Jurassic Park and then solely wrote The Lost World. Whoever knows which one of those is the case, please let me know in the comment center. He also wrote the script for several other Steven Spielberg movies like War of the Worlds, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and a few others. And the movie was also directed by Gareth Edwards, who you might know that name. He directed Godzilla 2014. He also directed Rogue One, which was my favorite of the Disney Star Wars films. And a couple years ago, he directed a movie called The Creator, which is a movie that, although I wasn't a mega fan of, I do think it was well shot and well made. So I was curious to see how they brought this movie together. And I gotta admit that I liked it for the most part. It's not amazing or anything, but it's pretty good. If I were to, I would have to say this is probably my third favorite of the Jurassic movies, just behind the original Jurassic Park and the first Jurassic World. But yeah, but anyway, here we got the spine, back. A new era is born. And then it also has that 4x sharpen thing. We got over an hour bonus features, including deleted scenes, alternate opening, making of documentary, and more. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think this movie was particularly necessary, but I thought it was, fine and entertaining. Here we got the digital copy code. Here's the regular Blu-ray, which is a black disc. And here is the 4K Blu-ray, which you can see a dinosaur and then chasing after the family on the raft. That was actually that was definitely one of the better scenes in the film. But yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, not a bad movie, really. All right, there you go. That is my DVD and Blu-ray update for today, September 11th, 2025. I will see you all for my next video coming soon.